Welcome to Trust Talks with BBB Serving CT. I'm Kristen Johnson. With the holidays upon us now, we're going to focus this episode on the scams targeting many consumers this time of year. The top holiday scams we're going to cover today are online purchase scams, puppy scams, and charity scams. This year, scams perpetrated online have been more prevalent than any other scheme. 30% of all scams reported to Better Business Bureau Scam Tracker happen online. And 89% of those scams are online purchase scams. That's 4 out of 5 scams. Over 70% of those online purchase scams resulted in a monetary loss. Scammers like to be where we are. They know that we are online, and so that's where they go to take advantage of us with phony advertisements and fake websites. Their ultimate goal, to steal your money and steal your identity. Here are some tips to avoid online purchase scams. If the deal looks too good to be true, it probably is. Price was the top motivating factor for people who made a purchase and then lost money. So don't shop on price alone. If there's an item on your holiday wish list that's out of your budget and all of a sudden you see it at a bargain basement price, that is a red flag. The same can be said for an item that seems to be sold out everywhere and then all of a sudden pops up online, say in a social media ad. We get report after report every year of people who've ordered an item only to find that what comes in the mail is counterfeit or sometimes doesn't arrive at all. Don't believe everything you see. Scammers are great at mimicking official seals, fonts, and other details. Just because a website or email looks official doesn't mean it is. Scammers will often copy and paste glossy photos from legitimate websites to trick us. Double check the URL and make sure the name in that URL bar at the top of the website matches the business that you think that you are shopping at. A lot of times scammers will just switch 1 or 2 letters, and if you don't look closely, you don't even realize that it's not the same website. Also, make sure there's an HTTPS at the beginning of that URL. The S stands for secure. If you don't see the S, you should not be giving away any personal or banking information on that website. Before you buy, do your research with a trustworthy source like BBB.org. Read the reviews and complaints. You can also look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And if you do an online search of the name of the seller or company with the word scam or complaint, you may find more red flags. Better Business Bureau has a great free online tool called the BBB Scam Tracker. At bbb.org/scam tracker, you can look up a business, a name, a URL, or an email to see if other people have reported scams. And if you feel like you've been scammed or are being targeted by a scammer, report it and warn others. This new version of the site is also mobile friendly. It even lets you share your report with family and friends on social media or via email. One of the most pervasive online scams every year, pet scams. Many families, especially those with children, may be considering adding a furry friend to their family this holiday season. And in this current digital age, it's no surprise that the first place many people look when they want to add a pet to their family is the internet. Pet scams made up 35% of reports to BBB Scam Tracker during the COVID-19 pandemic. The largest group of victims were between the ages of 25 and 35. The average loss, $1,088. Scammers capitalize on the holiday season by posting pictures of pets in festive gear. Puppy scams are particularly effective because they prey on our emotion. Catherine Schubert is with the Connecticut Humane Society. She joins us today to talk a little bit about how to avoid pet scams and pet adoption. Thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's really important to get the word out that this is a problem and that, you know, there are pets that actually are physically here and that need homes. So.
And who did you bring with you today?
I've got Samoa the guinea pig here. He is very cute. He's available for adoption and he needs a home. We have a lot of guinea pigs right now, so check them out.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about adoption in a segment, but first, you know, year after year here at BBB, we hear from victims who shell out thousands of dollars oftentimes for puppies that they see cute pictures of online. They see these pictures, they fall in love with these puppies, spend all this money to transport them from another state to Connecticut, only to have the seller disappear. Their kids are heartbroken. They're heartbroken. They're out a lot of money as well, and they're still looking for a pet. So tell me, if people do choose to purchase a pet online, what are some of the things that they should be considering?
Absolutely. So what I will say is that any reputable breeder or anybody who actually has the pet's best interest at heart isn't going to be selling you a pet online. If you're looking for a pet, the best thing you can do is to go meet that pet in person. And so that's something that you can do at the Connecticut Humane Society, or you can go and look for breeders who are going to have you meet the puppy parents, or have you meet the actual puppy themselves too several times before you take them home. So it's important to, explore your options and do your research.
And wouldn't you want to meet that pet, not only to verify that it does exist, but also to know if it would be a good fit for your family?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you can definitely make a connection with a pet in just a few minutes. So meeting them is integral to getting the right pet in your home.
What about the cost? I mean, is that something also to consider when they're adding on all these transportation fees and that sort of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to buying a pet, you're going to be making a commitment that's monetary, and it's also going to be a time commitment. So it's important to think about those things as well. So adoption fees for different organizations can range, and with breeders, it can range the cost you're paying. But like you said before, if it sounds too good to be true, then it's probably too good to be true.
So what are some of the red flags that this transaction may not be even legitimate?
Absolutely. So if people are asking for money before you've met the pet, I would say double check before you start putting your information in. I think it's really important that you are meeting that pet before you're making any sort of transaction. So you have to ask yourself every step of the way, is this legit? Is this real?
Sometimes we'll hear that they're using a pet delivery agency, and so you need to pay extra money for that.
Absolutely.
Is that another red flag, or is that common?
No, that's definitely a red flag too. If you're starting to get all sorts of transactions like vaccine fees for the pet that you've already committed to or thought you committed to, or if you're seeing transaction fees for the pet, we've even had people report that they get a tracking number for a pet and the pet never arrives. So every step of the way you have to be asking and double checking.
So what is the best way then to combat these pet scams?
Right, so it's definitely important to go to a reputable breeder or to come to the Connecticut Humane Society. You can physically meet all these pets. So, I mean, that's the best way to do that, is just go and meet the pet and do your research before you're committing to anything, because you'll get all sorts of resources with the right reputable breeder or with the Connecticut Humane Society.
And adoption is not free. It may not be as expensive as buying a purebred animal online.
Right.
But what are the typical fees associated with adoption? I imagine it depends on the dog or what the type of animal, maybe even the type of breed?
It actually depends on the age. So depending on the species, so dog, cat, small animal, or bird, we also have different fees for that. But age is also a consideration, just because at different ages we need to provide different resources for the pets before they're ready to go to adoption. So the adoption fees for puppies under 6 months can be $445, and then we go down from there. So I believe pets that are 6 or 7 plus are $100, and cats and again, small animals and birds are a little bit different as well, but all that's listed on our website, cthumane.org.
So Samoa's a guinea pig. Of course, I was expecting, dogs and cats, but you do have other animals. What are the types of animals that you commonly see besides cats and dogs at the Humane Society?
Absolutely. So we have small animals too. We get rabbits a lot. We have a lot of guinea pigs that need homes. So guinea pigs can be kind of common, because when they breed, there becomes another six guinea pigs that need homes, and so we get a lot of surrenders of people that have just gotten too many guinea pigs that have gotten out of control. So guinea pigs are very common. We have rats too, even. So we have all sorts of animals available. At
birds, rabbits. Pretty much.
Birds, rabbits. Yep, wow. Exactly.
So take me through the steps then of pet adoption.
Absolutely. So I think the first step is to check out our website. We list all of our adoptable pets online, cthumane.org, and from there you can see if there's a shelter near you, either Newington, Waterford, or Westport. And from there you can see what the adoption process is. Westport, you still need to make appointments to see a pet, but for the other ones, you can definitely go check them out
Samoa's trying to get away.
He is.
If you need to put him back in his crate, that's fine.
I think you might need to go back for a little bit.
You can probably answer the next question while you do that. So you go. So then you go in person and you see the animal.
Yeah.
And then do you adopt it right then and there, or?
Yeah, you can. So for some of our animals, that is an option. Some of the animals do come with different paperwork. So if you have somebody that's a little more skittish, we're going to take care of you the whole way. Our adoption counselors and our behavior team is there to assist you to make sure that you have all the resources to make sure that your adoption is going to be a success story. So the adoption does come with the vaccines that animal needs. It comes with the adoption counsel when you come in to meet that pet. It comes with general behavior care and aftercare for the adoptable animal, and all those resources are available for everybody. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So obviously holidays, popular time to give pets as gifts, popular time to add to the family. But then we often hear, come New Year's, a lot of those pets will either end up abandoned or back at the place that they were adopted. So do you advise against adopting or giving pets as gifts for the holidays?
Yeah, giving pets as gifts is not a great idea. You don't want to surprise somebody with something that they're not ready to commit to. Adopting a pet is a really big responsibility, whether it's going to be a guinea pig or it's going to be a bigger animal like a dog or a cat. And it's really important to have the person that's going to be taking care of that animal on a daily basis to be a part of that process. So what you can do if you're looking to get somebody a pet or you're looking to bring a pet into the home for the holidays, rather than adopting while you're off your regular routine, consider trying to pay for that adoption fee for the future, or putting aside a fund and saying, we're going to adopt an animal, let's start this process together. You can even bring a box of goodies like pet toys and pet food to that person's house if you're wanting to help with that process, and that's a great way to say, let's get you a pet, but let's do it the right way.
Love it. Those are great ideas. Any other tips to ensure a successful adoption?
Absolutely. So it's about doing your research. You have to know what you're committing to. Guinea pigs can live 6 to 8 years, while dogs can be a 10 to 12 year commitment, cats 15 to 20. So that alone is a commitment in itself. It's going to be a multi-year long thing for you to adopt an animal. And besides that, it takes time too. Walking a dog and taking care of a dog can take 2 hours out of your day. Is that going to fit into your regular routine? And then on top of that, you have your regular bills that you're going to have to pay for that animal too. You're going to have to take them to the vet, get them caught up on their vaccines, get them registered in your county, and just there's a lot that goes into being a responsible pet owner, and we know that. And here at the Connecticut Humane Society, we want to make sure that we're helping with every step of the way. So our adoption counselors help with getting you ready for that pet in all sense of the word.
Pet food, all of those things. You have to consider your lifestyle too. Will it work with your work schedule, with your travels?
Absolutely.
Desires, that sort of thing. Well, Catherine, we thank you so much for being with us. You mentioned it early on, but tell people at home where your locations are again.
Absolutely. So we're located in Newington, Waterford, and Westport, and those are our animal resource centers. So we have more than just adoptable animals there. We offer all sorts of things like webinars for getting people education on pets and having pets at home. So definitely check us out on our website, cthumane.org.
And Catherine Schubert with the Connecticut Humane Society. Thanks so much for being with us, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Thank you.
Better Business Bureau recommends you always see the pet in person before paying money. Do a reverse image search of the photo of the pet online. If it exists in more than one place, then it's likely a scam. And do your research to find a fair price. If you feel like you've been scammed, file a report at bbb.org/scamtracker. 'Tis the season to give. Typically, 40% of all charitable donations are given during the last few weeks of the year. This is also when scammers try to take advantage using high-pressure sales tactics to get people in the giving spirit to give to a charity that simply doesn't exist. Avoid your money landing in the pockets of con artists and scammers by following these tips. Watch out for name similarities. Before you give, be sure to have the exact name of the charity to avoid a case of mistaken identity. Review the website carefully. A responsible charity will include the following facts on its website: its mission and programs, measurable goals, and concrete criteria that describe its achievements. You should also be able to find information on their finances. Avoid on-the-spot donation decisions from unfamiliar organizations. The holidays bring a higher frequency of donation requests outside public locations. Don't succumb to pressure to make an immediate giving decision. Be wary of emotional appeals. Marketers have been known to exploit the holidays to make emotional pleas to donors. Do some research first to verify that your selected charity operates ethically. Research tax status. Don't assume every organization claiming to do good is a tax-exempt charity. You can check an organization's tax status online and make sure your contribution is tax deductible. Better Business Bureau's foundation accredits charities just like it does businesses. Charities can actually demonstrate their trustworthiness by meeting our 20 standards for charity accountability. And you can find that free report at give.org. And remember, a charity will accept your donation as much tomorrow as it will today. So take your time, do your research, and don't feel pressured to make a decision on the spot. Well, we've covered some of the top holiday scams in this episode. We've talked about online purchase scams, pet scams, and charity scams. But unfortunately, there are several other ways that scammers try to take advantage of us this time of year. Everything from delivery scams to hot toy scams. We've put a list at bbb.org/holiday. We call it the 12 scams of Christmas, and you can read in detail about each of those scams and how to protect yourself. So again, go to bbb.org/holiday and learn all about the different types of scams out there, particularly this time of year, so you can protect yourself and your loved ones. Well, that does it for Trust Talks. We'll be back in January with a heating and air conditioning business owner. He's going to give us the rundown on what you should do if you need to hire someone to fix your heat so you don't end up out in the cold. We hope to see you then. Thanks again for joining us for Trust Talks, and have a happy holiday season.
Welcome, I'm Nick Augustino. I'd like to welcome you to the Clam Box, where we do seafood our way. We got lobster roll, fried clams, fish and chip, fried shrimp, and our famous onion rings. We put a lot of precaution into the safety for you and your family. Not only do we use plexiglass at the cash register and sanitizer, we all wear gloves and we all keep a 6-foot distancing, and everybody must wear a mask. We carry all the options. We got DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, and of course, we got curbside where we bring it right to your car. Online ordering is available at clamboxnewbritain.com or by calling us at 860-357-3118. The Clam Box, 586 West Main Street, New Britain.